Ladies and gentlemen, welcome along. Ironbark Fields in Tarneet is the venue for this crucial VPL 1 Victoria clash. Western United's versus your Preston Lions. And starting with the away side today, there's a lot of team news to get through. Benji Leviticos misses out through suspension, picking up his 5th yellow card of the season against Melbourne Victory. And Matthew Whelan, of course, received his marching orders in that game. Andrea Roksandich and Alec Mills dropped to the bench with Adrian Valenti out of the squad entirely. And into the starting lineup come Jacob Kresnar, Aaron Anderson and Giorgio Serdenis. Anderson returning from suspension after his red against South Melbourne. Serdenis with his first appearance since playing against North Geelong Warriors in round 8. And also Nicholas Dibb and Delano Ferro come in for their first starts of the season. Will Sparrow, Dom Felino and Chocdow round out the bench along with Luke Aresti. Will Bainham still unavailable through injury, and Brandon Lawton doesn't make the cut either. So he won't face his brother, who captains the Western United side today, Jordan Lawton. 3 changes from the side, who drew 3-all with a last gasp Abel Wall equaliser against Northcote last week. Michael Vonya between the sticks, James York at right back, Dylan Leonard at centre back, Jacob Nasso at left back, Lawton and Reece Bozanovsky hold down the midfield. Jake Nidovsky up front, he's their top scorer with 9 goals this season. Wallity, after his stunner last week, retains his place in the starting side. Luca Kovney and Ollie Laval drop out of the squad entirely. In come Nicholas Koch, Max Bassetto and Lachlan Grundy. And on the bench for Western United today, as we get kicked off, Luke Vickery, Lucas Trenkovsky, Alex Hurd, Noah Spaseski, Mark Leonard and Harris Hodzic. So plenty of changes for both sides, both on the bench and in their starting lineups, but we should be set for a cracking contest today. Preston unbeaten in their last 9 league games. Western United boast the best attack in the league with 47 goals in their 15 matches so far this season, but they've only kept 3 clean sheets, so they do tend to leak goals at the back. Anticipating a high-scoring affair today. It's cleared out of play. Max Bassetto will take the throw for Western. Lawton for Western United. Goes to the byline. Danger cleared by by Dean Larson, I'm afraid. And then forced forwards by Sir Dennis. Scored a cracking goal in training during the week that you might have seen on our socials. So let's hope he can bring that form into the game today. Preston a little short up front for maybe the first time this year, with Will Bainham injured and of course Matthew Whelan serving a 2-game suspension. Anderson back fit and firing again, had a bit of a hamstring complaint after his red card against South Melbourne. Has only missed the 1 game. Anderson hoops it into touch. This is Dylan Leonard at centre-back for Western United, along with James York, who played last week at right-back. Gradually been converted into a defender. I seem to recall him playing a lot further forward in meetings with Preston in the past. And speaking of past meetings with Preston, Western United have never beaten them since 2021, when they first came face-to-face. 3 wins and 2 draws in 5 meetings for the Preston Lions against this Western Academy team, which is pretty impressive going considering just how successful Diogo Ferreira's side have been over the last couple of seasons. They missed out on promotion to the top flight heartbreakingly on the final day losing to FC Bulleen Lions. It was a late draw against Northcote City in the prior game, so they had two massive opportunities to go up. This is Abel Wall. Cross deflected for a throw. So Delano Ferro lining up at right back today in the absence of Leviticos. Came up with a magic assist for Connor Bell for the equalising goal with 10 men against Melbourne Victory last week, and has been rewarded with a start with Benji unavailable. Leonard into Nadovsky, and now Jordan Lawton and Reece Bozanovsky in the midfield there, winning it back for Western. Lawton, nice feet, going at Marcus Schroen here. Picks out a teammate. It's on the spin. Danger just about cleared. Bassetto. Looks like two up top today for Western, with Nicholas Cook and Jake Nadovsky playing in tandem as two out-and-out number 9s. Wallity trying to shake off Pharaoh. Instead, goes short to Grundy. Grundy to Dylan Leonard. His twin brother Mark Leonard is on the bench this week, despite scoring 5 goals this season from attacking midfield. Nasso, low ball. Marcus Schroen shielding the back four. Second ball spins Western United's way. Luke Jego gets a toe to it. And now Wesley Gibello will try and send Preston in the other direction. Nice shape on the ball spinning in behind for Sir Dennis, who attempts the back heel for Bell. The idea was there. And then James York goes to ground. Well, as so often against these academy sides, you're likely to see a lot of possession for these talented young players, and Preston will hit on the break. Schroen stepping across Wallity, who keeps his feet. Shakes off Delano Ferro. Wallity cuts back to Bozanovsky at the top of the box, and his shot is charged down by Nick Dibb. Confident start from Western United. Preston forced to bunker down. You can see how effective it can be from Preston's 3-0 away win at Melbourne City, playing on the counter-attack against these sorts of teams. You can keep your shape, keep your discipline. So a different sort of challenge for Preston today, who have a golden opportunity this afternoon with Melbourne Victory dropping points against Bentley Greens. That one finished scoreless. Late penalty appeal for Luka Kolic waved away. And so Preston, if they win today, will cut the gap at the top of the table to just 1 point. This is Nick Dibb. Decent switch of play, brought down well by Ferro. Wallity got a piece of it. Preston retained possession. There'll be a couple of Preston midfielders walking a tightrope today in terms of suspension, with Schroen and Jego sitting on 4 yellow cards. Meanwhile, Connor Bell's released down the left. It's cut back towards Gibello, and Jordan Lawton did just enough to put the Frenchman off. Short throw in taken to Schroen, and now Krasner, who starred for the Rezzies last week with a number of assists in their 4-3 win. Thrilling victory over Melbourne Victory in the under-23s. Krasner. Now it's fed through by Dibb for Connor Bell. And James York is first to turn it behind for the game's first corner. Still see some gridiron markings on this pitch. This venue will not be hosting the Melbourne Rebels, contrary to prior media reports, with that franchise going bust during the week, so it's still a football-specific facility out here in Tarneet. The training ground, which you can see from the temporary seating on the far side, which isn't in use today, has hosted A-League games. Great ball to the near post. It was Marcus Schroen arriving. He's so threatening off those set pieces, and he knows he could have made more of that. Preston a whisker away from the game's opening goal. There was a touch off a Western head as well on the way through, which might have made it more difficult for Schroen. Great challenge, Anderson. Connor Bell would be offside if he were involved. Smartly stayed out of that challenge. And it's given away by Schroen. Nadovski to Wallity. Bit of fancy footwork from Wallity, and then Lawton, a little Iniesta-style croqueta, but it's straight into touch. Anderson. Bon Scott now. Anderson down the line looking for Gibello. He's so strong in those situations with a defender on his back. Deflection on the long clearance, falls to Marcus Schroen. Oh, and then Schroen's clearance straight into Wesley Gibello. So Dennis with the flick, didn't get far. It's going to be a challenge for those players looking into the sun when they're trying to receive the ball. This late afternoon kickoff here in Melbourne's West. Michael Vonya between the sticks for Western United. There's been a frequent call up to the Joey side, the Australian under-17s. It's the third choice goalkeeper in Western United's senior squad. That's a good ball down the line. From the angle, Bassetto. Oh, what a finish that is. And it's Western United who take the lead at Ironbark Fields. And Max Bassetto continues his good goal-scoring form. 7 for the year for him. And it's Western United 1, Preston Lions 0.
Goal for Western United, number 14, Max Bassetto. Western United 1, Preston Lions 0.
Well, it all started from the ball from, I think it was James York, the centre-back, edging his way forward. And Preston's defence caught out really by one pass. But I don't think anyone was expecting a strike of that quality from that angle from Max Bassetto. Now, can Preston respond quickly? Lachlan Grundy giving away the free kick. Dib, tough one for Schroen. Grundy in with the header, falls straight back to Marcus Schroen. Gibello forced to play backwards. I think Delano Ferro was looking for the overlap, but maybe a second too late. Anderson hangs one high to Jacob Kresnar. Smart headed down the line for Bell. Springs back up to his feet, Connor Bell, with the defender on his back. Well, a couple of nibbles at his ankles there, but no whistle from the referee. Oh, and that one falls kindly for Preston. Schroen for Kresnar. 3 in the box to aim for. It's Gibello with the back stick, and he got underneath it. And Wesley Gibello knows he should have done better. Great attacking play from Preston's left fullback, Jacob Kresnar, getting right up the flank to deliver the perfect cross. And we're accustomed to seeing sharper finishing than that from Wesley Gibello. It's a difficult skill catching it flush on the volley, but of all players, you'd back him in that situation 8 or 9 times out of 10. Kresnar's throw is back to Dean Larson. Preston building into the game now. They need to respond. And given Western United's relatively porous defensive record, they should be given every chance to. Oh, great ball from Pharaoh. And Vonya comes off his line quickly to claim at the feet of Gibello. Delano Pharaoh's looked very promising in these early moments. And it looks like the fullbacks might be Preston's route to goal, to creating goals at least. Oh, it's broken Western's way. Players diving in left and right. Bassetto trying the adventurous. I think that was a cross, you know. It's just flown straight out of play, and Preston with a bit of a let-off. Short goal kick. Oh, it's rather bounced off Kresnar there. And Preston concede. Pretty unnecessary corner. It's going to be Wallity to deliver. Scott comes out to punch. Reece Bozanovsky recycles it out wide to Wallity and then darts in behind for the return. Bozanovsky to the near post, well dealt with by Larson. Wallity always threatening with the ball at his feet. Bozanovsky. Floated ball, and Scott just had to be on his toes there to see it behind. Big thank you to our matchday sponsor today, CKI, for their support, and to all of our Preston sponsors who make these broadcasts possible and keep the club ticking. Preston win a free kick on the flank. Schroen. Under the cosh from Nicholas Koch. Well worked out wide by Preston. Very calmly done to beat the Western United press. And now Connor Bell. He's 1v1 on the flank, situation he loves to be in, but well done, Jacob Nasso. And now Wallity will threaten on the break. Wants it on his left, Wallity. Jinks past Nick Dibb, but I think just the body position. Oh, that one stayed in for Jacob Kresnar. Can Preston capitalise? Kresnar. Almost going to the byline. Gibello wanted the cutback top of the box. Don't think Kresnar saw him in time, but Preston win a corner there. There's a nice bend on the ball, or maybe a fortuitous bounce, but Western United caught napping there. And Connor Bell needs to be seen to, maybe a blood rule. I think that's all it is, a patch-up job required. Looks like it's his right hand. Preston temporarily down to 10 as they take this corner. Nick Dibb, great delivery again. Larson's in there. And then Jabello! Preston level. And it's Wesley Jabello again, who just can't stop scoring. A thumping half volley on his left peg. Through a sea of bodies, finds the bottom corner.
Goes to Preston Lions, number 11, Wesley Jabello. Preston United 1, Preston Lions 1.
It was another pinpoint delivery from the set piece from Nick Dibb. Headed goalwards by Larson. Only half cleared from the 6-yard box. And then Wesley Jabello, emphatic. Well, I said to expect goals. We've had two already, and two very attack-minded teams are going toe-to-toe here in Tarneet. York. Bozanovsky. Great feet from Bozanovsky. Western looking to hit back immediately. It was Jake Nidovsky who couldn't keep his feet. Connor Bell wearing a new shirt is finally allowed back onto the pitch. Preston scored short-handed, just as they did against Melbourne Victory, albeit in far different circumstances. Ironically, it was Connor Bell with the goal on Monday night, and this time he's the player waiting in the wings as the net bulges. York through a narrow gap for Lawton. Aaron Anderson was on his toes and then pulls out the Zizou-style spin move to evade his marker. Grundy with the tackle. Dibb in really late on Lawton, and word of warning from referee Lockie Keevers. Grundy, Wallity. Wallity inside. Still going at Delano Ferro. What a run this is from Abel Wallity, and then he fired goalwards from an impossible angle. And that's taken a deflection, so it's going to be a Western corner. And it's an unenviable task for Delano Ferro today, up against one of the competition's sharpest wingers, who's made his A-League bow this season and even scored his first goal in a 4-3 win over Perth Glory. Wallity. Floated ball. Gave Leonard too much to do, and that's a goal kick. Anderson. Striding forwards, Aaron Anderson. Great run to break the Western press. And here goes Luke Jego. Jabello wants it in front of him. Jabello tees up the cross into Grundy. Preston corner. And they've created a chance off every one of their set pieces so far. See if they can make it 3 from 3. going to be Jacob Kresnar's left boot to swing it in. Kresnar to the 6-yard box. Gibello over the bar. And Preston arguably should be in front. And Gibello, well, he scored one. He could have a hat-trick. Western United seem unable to defend Preston set pieces so far, so the name of the game is just win corners if you can and put this defence under pressure. Easier said than done when Western have the ball, though. Off Jego, and Grundy takes the throw. Wallity sidesteps the challenge. Still going, Abel Wallity has a crack off his right boot, and it's a straightforward save for a goalkeeper of Bon Scott's quality. If they can keep him off his left peg, they'll be doing well, Preston. Just pick your poison with Abel Wallity in this sort of form. Larson. Sir Dennis. Kresnar. Schroen miscued. Larson made up for it. Now Sir Dennis losing his footing. Grundy running on the outside. Western trying to play through the middle where they can. Bozanovsky the target. Back to Lawton. Wallity. Great tackle, Delano Ferro. Front foot defending. Now Schroen. He was looking for Connor Bell with the straight direct ball, but cut out by the Western back line. Anderson off the mark. He rises for the header. It drops to Reece Bozanovsky. And now Jake Nadovsky finds a pocket of space. Sends it wide to Wallity. Delano Ferro on his back. Grundy in support from left back. Drives it across the box. And then it was Jake Nadovsky who unleashed, and that one is way, way off target. Will take some fetching, that match ball. There's two balls on the field at the moment. Abel Wallity hasn't figured that out just yet. Scott. Ferro. Lawton gets a foot in. Anderson, ball stays in play. Delano Ferro sliding in. Preston ball and Wallity in a bit of strife. Back to his feet now. It's just a follow through from Ferro that caught him. A fair challenge. Anderson. Kirk. Dibb to Jego. And now Wesley Gibello steps inside. Has Luke Jego on the outside. Jego into the box. Well defended by Dylan Leonard. And then it stays in for Grundy, despite the best efforts of Nick Dibb. And great tracking back from Wesley Gibello. That's what you want to see from one of your star attackers. And the team short-handed in transition. Lend a helping hand. York goes back to Vonya. And easily through the gap to find Bozanovsky. Well, the gauntlet has been laid down for both these teams. It's a tight top four chase with Victory, Preston, Northcote and Western United. And a lot of late drama across the league yesterday, with 90th minute goals flying in left, right and centre. Wallity. Bozanovsky. It's off Kresnar, I think. Corner is the verdict. It's been pretty end-to-end stuff in the first half hour. Opening goal from Max Bassetto. Wesley Gibello replying. And in truth, Preston could have had a couple more. Bozanovsky. Back to Wallity. Wallity, diagonal ball is a decent one, but Bon Scott saw it coming. Now the quick release from Scott. Connor Bell completely lost it in flight. Would have been looking directly into the sun. Wallity. Driven across the box, Anderson hoofs it away. Nasso's throw. Gets it back off Wallity. And misses the mark. It's a big few weeks for Preston, playing all three fellow members of the top four, with victory last week at John Cain, Western today, and then back to John Cain on Friday to face Northcote City. So make sure you get down to that one. This away trip was a little ambitious. John Cain just down the road. Darebin Derby. We need every Preston supporter on deck for that one, making as much noise as possible. Sound like the fans will Preston to a point last week with 10 men. Anderson, late contacts into the back of Nadovsky. Lachlan Keeve is keeping his cards in his pocket for the time being. Lennox. Jago into space. Gibello latches onto the loose ball. Off Grundy behind. Another corner. And corners are as good as gold, at least so far for the Preston Lions. One goal, two very good chances generated. The deliveries have been absolutely on the money today from Nick Dibb and Jacob Kresnar. Big moment for Preston here. What can Krasnar produce? Back post this time. Sir Dennis with a lot to do, but it's across the box. Strowen's in there. Couldn't get a shot away, and Larson, well, it came to him at an awkward height. Another nearly moment for Preston. And again, it comes from a set piece. Gibello. Farrow. Deep one for Connor Bell. Centering ball looking for Sir Dennis. James York cuts out the danger. Bassetto. Nicholas Kirk now. One for Reece Bozanovsky. Wide to Wallity. Preston getting numbers back to defend the transition now. Jordan Lawton. Sidestepping the challenge of Jego, and Lawton unleashes. And it's well wide of the mark. Well, heart and mouth moment for Preston there as Luke Jego and Marcus Strowen seem to get in each other's way defensively. Short goal kick again. Farrow into Jego. Preston willing to walk the tightrope and commit to their style of play. Strowen. 1-2 with Krasnar. And the release to Connor Bell was always going to be difficult for the Geordie boy to get a touch. Leonard. Grundy. Oh. Great defending from Gibello. Delano Farrow caught between two attackers. Wallity shifts onto his right, and now Lawton thought about the shot. Again, dangerous dribbling ability in close from Jordan Lawton. He went to ground, no real shout for a penalty. Bassetto going at Krasnar. Bassetto to the byline. Has done enough to win a corner. So 4 corners each today. 36 minutes on the board already. It's a delicately poised affair. Wallity. Low delivery, well dealt with by Krasnar and then Jego. Preston trying to get their line out. Bozanovsky. Wallity wants to cut inside again. His path is blocked. Lawton. And now Wallity. Twisting this way and that. What a move from Abel Wallity. That's come back off him for a goal kick. He is a slippery customer when he runs at defenders, and Preston will be all too aware of that danger. Maybe could have released the ball a little bit earlier to a teammate in a better position. Ball almost coughed up, but Preston win a throw. Western bench urging their front line to press, try and force a mistake. And the ball does spill out to Nadovsky. Great clean challenge from Anderson to avert the danger. Kirk sliding in on Farrow. This one really balancing on a knife edge at the moment. One mistake, one moment of inspiration. Could be all that separates these sides at the end of the day, but judging by what we've seen, I doubt the scoring is done yet. Preston. Gets on his bike, Jacob Kresnar. Now Connor Bell. Swerves it in with his right boot. It's headed back by Leonard to his goalkeeper, Vonya. It's a long punt downfield from Vonya. Foot race on now between Kirk and Anderson. Nicholas Kirk now gets Wallity involved. Well, they didn't really have a counter-attack on there because Nicholas Kirk was the only advanced Western player and he was quickly outnumbered. Nadovsky, nowhere to go. Excellent tackle from Larson. Schroen. Anderson. Nick Dibb dropping in to create an extra number there. And works it out beautifully to Pharaoh. Gibello for Pharaoh. Oh, it was champagne stuff from Preston for a moment there. Delano Pharaoh in a similar position to where he delivered the assist for the equaliser on Monday night. Couldn't beat the first man this time. And it was really fluid the way Preston sliced through the Western press. Another corner. Another great goal-scoring opportunity for the visiting Preston Lions. Kresnar to the near post, and that's the first poor delivery we've had today. 4 from 5 ain't bad, but now look at the numbers here for the green and black. As Lawton finds Wallity. Preston really stretched. Jego desperately away from Basetto. Danger not fully averted as Jacob Nasso picks up the crumbs. And then Bozanovsky sees his progress blocked by Kresnar. And the corner counts at 5 each. Wallity in swinger. Bon Scott, great claim. Very confident hands. And the Preston custodian. Anderson punts it downfield. Dibb finding Schroen. Dibb through the gap for Schroen. It might ricochet for Gibello here. 2 to aim for in the box. It's Sir Dennis! Giorgio Sir Dennis with his first goal for the Preston Lions. And what a crucial one it could be. A huge moment for the young striker. Just his second start in Macedonia colours. His first appearance since round 8. But when the moment came, Giorgio Sir Dennis made no mistake. Preston lead at Ironbark Fields. Well, you could see by the celebration just how much that goal means to Giorgio Sir Dennis, who's been plugging away all season for an opportunity. And with the usual first choice forwards, Matty Whelan and Will Bainham unavailable. Step forward, Giorgio Serdenis. Farrow. Serdenis winning the flick on. Jago. Hands in the back from Leonard. Goes unpunished, but that's a beautiful ball from Nick Dibb to find Connor Bell. Cuts it back smartly for Kresnar. Kresnar tries to beat his defender for pace on the outside. Jabello rose, but he's always drifting over the top. Now can Preston turn the screw? Leonard's. 2 minutes added at the end of this first half. Bassetto running into traffic. Lawton takes over. Advantage paid. Little back heel from Lawton. Bassetto went over. Goal kick the verdict. Western were looking for a spot kick. Shoulder to shoulder as far as the replay was concerned. Bon Scott. Anderson's header. Well, it has not been a straightforward afternoon by any means for the Preston Lions, who copped an early goal thanks to a spectacular strike for an acute angle from Max Bassetto. But they fought their way back. Western with one last chance to attack before the half-time whistle. Kirk onto Nadovsky. And now Bassetto with the strike, straight into the Delano Ferro. Bassetto again drifting infield. Bodies dropping all over the place as Nadovsky and Dibb got all tangled up. And then Giorgio Serdenis, I think, just clips the heels there of Dylan Leonard. And that's half-time. And what an eventful first half. Entertaining fare, to say the least, here at Ironbark Fields. Western United led through Max Bassetto. But a thumping finish from Wesley Jabello after a half-cleared corner. And then a counter-attack that firstly broke fortuitously Preston's way. Wesley Jabello turning provider with the perfect diagonal ball in behind. And it was Giorgio Serdenis elevated to the starting side in the absence of Bainham and Whelan, who stepped up to score his first goal for the club and give Preston a half-time advantage. We'll take a short break here on the Preston Lions live stream. Thanks to CKI today, our matchday sponsor. The half-time score, Western United 1, Preston Lions 0. Well, Western United 1, Preston Lions 2, I should say. of the power cable, please. Fig stepped on it twice and unplugged me. Killed the audio to the stream. All right. Let's come back. 3, 2, 1. I'll keep the effects low for a bit because of this stupid music. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ironbark Fields for the second half here, round 16 in VPL 1 Victoria, and the halftime score is Western United 1, Preston Lions 2. Goals from Wesley Gibello and Giorgio Serdenis, his first for the club. The difference so far. After Max Bacetto's early opener. And it's been end-to-end action at the break. And shout out also to Andy Pascalides, SBS legend in attendance, with Heartbeat of Football doing his heart health checks. Just up in the top left corner of the grandstand if you're listening at venue. Only takes a couple of minutes. This is Reese Bozanovsky, clotheslined by Schroen there, and that's going to be the game's first yellow card. And that means Marcus Schroen will miss next week's trip to face Northcote City, picking up his 5th yellow card of the campaign. He and Luke Jego, the players walking the tightrope today. So Western prepared to deliver the set piece. Reese Bozanovsky over the dead ball. Chill just setting in here in Tarneet. Floated ball from Bozanovsky. Drifts out to Wallity on the left. Farrow strong in the tackle again. Has to stick to him like glue and be physical with Western's number 7. To stop him from dribbling. Saw how dangerous he was last week with that late equaliser against Northcote. Now Connor Bell is penalised for being overly physical with Lachlan Grundy. Pulsating action in the first half. It seemed like Preston were going to score every time they had a corner. Gibello had a couple of chances. Schroen. Bacetto from the knockdown from Nadovsky. Just dwelt on it too long. That's really well defended, must be said by Anderson, who cut off all his angles. Quick, smart. You can see the attacking firepower that Western have got. They've gone all-out attack, 4-2-4 today. The strike force of Nick Kirk and Jake Nadovsky and Bacetto and Wallity on the wings, but can leave them a little bit vulnerable at the back, which has been the story of their season. Well, Kresnar's kicked Lawton instead of the ball, I think inadvertently. Just hold up play for a moment as they check on the welfare of the Western captain, who will shake that one off. Diogo Ferreira, Western's coach, right on the scene. Not best pleased with the decision, but it looked like the ball was out of play and Kresnar was swinging at the ball. Just got taken away from him at the last moment. Kresnar. York goes back to Vonya, who takes an extra touch and is almost made to pay by Connor Bell. Playing with fire there, the Joey's keeper. Farrow. Off Grundy. Dibb. Collected heavily by Lawton. A few extra spins from Nick Dibb for the punters. I think even he saw the funny side. Well, the Olympics are coming up in Paris. Maybe Nick Dibb fancies himself in the 10-metre platform. Jago's header. Dibb. Volleys it into the path of Bell. Foot race on with Nasso. Bell has Kresnar in support now. Advantage paid by Lockie Keevers. Preston might have preferred the free kick. Still they'll go on with Dibb, and now Sir Dennis couldn't win the flick on. Schroen out to Jabello, who would have been flirting with offside, but for the intervention of Lachlan Grundy. Well, Connor Bell has copped a few knocks today, and that's his third shirt of the evening here. Started in the number 10, got blood on that, then number 18, and I suppose maybe preferred the number 9 at half-time, or there was more blood that needed mopping up. Scott. Anderson took a risky touch and turns the ball over to Grundy. Nadovsky. Schroen gets his body in the way, using all of his experience. And is that a free kick? Wait and see whether it's a free kick or a throw, but it's definitely a Preston ball. Yes, indeed, the whistle has gone. Scott. Preston again committing to playing their way out of the back against this high forward press. Farrow knocks it up the line. So Dennis couldn't get there in time. Always asking a lot of the young forward. He's one of the young brigade who's come across from Melbourne City. Played under Preston assistant coach Christian Kristevsky there. Actually scored against Preston in the league, if you remember last season's trip to the Veneto Club, where Hayden Kyra uncorked the genie from the halfway line. So Dennis scoring a header in that game. Anderson. A lot for Luke Diego to do, and rolls harmlessly behind for the goal kick. First time from Kirk. Bozanovsky out to Grundy. Delano Ferro diving in early. Wallity half away from Anderson. Now Bassetto from the angle. And Preston will just have to cop the corner there. Very dangerous for a moment as Delano Ferro had to stick or twist, and in the end he decided to slide in and try and cut out the pass, knowing Wallity had the step on him already. Very tough marking assignment for Ferro today. Near post header is wide of the mark. Goal kick, Preston. Anderson, Ferro. Lawton leaving the throw for Grundy. Bozanovsky. A little hesitation move from Reece Bozanovsky. Now James York. Wallity. Looking to create 1v1 against Kresnar. Nasso out to Jordan Lawton. Straight into the midriff of Bell. He's had the wind taken out of him there. Then Dibb went to ground. Lawton cuts it back. Bozanovsky, what a tackle that is. Dean Larson to the rescue. Larson flying across at full stretch to deny the shot. Preston were in all sorts of bother there. Wallity taking on Kresnar again. Copped a little bit of contact in the back, and Western will have a free kick in a promising position. Lawton, it's taken short, and now Grundy will look for Wallity. Free header for Kresnar, only as far as Nasso. Here goes Abel Wallity again. Lovely spin inside. Had a piece of the shirt there, Wallity, it looked like, but referee's unsighted. Schroen gets the danger away. Preston really on the ropes at the moment. As Western look to respond. York for Nicholas Kirk. Lines up the strike, deflected. Oh, perhaps not. Just a scuffed shot in the end from Nick Kirk. Scott. Long pump down the field. Too long for Sir Dennis to have a chance. Good press from Giorgio Sir Dennis to win it back. And then Dibb straight out to Connor Bell on the left. Bell making good headway down the line. Has to check back and find Luke Jago. Curling ball into the back post. Is headed across goal by Gibello. Now he picks up the crumbs. Gibello back to Schroen. And now Western can break. It's Bozanovsky. Lovely through ball for Wallity, who's onside. And Western United are level. And it has been coming for Abel Wallity. Goal number 6 for him this season. He's second in the space of 2 games. And when the moment came, Abel Wallity kept his cool. And Preston are going to make a change straight away. Andrea Rock-Sandich. He's going to come on for Nick Dibb. Oh, Nick Dibb has contributed plenty in his first start of the season, but Preston trying to plug up some gaps in transition there. And now a double change for Western. Max Bassetto off. On comes Luke Vickery, another player with A-League experience. This is Nasso, who's found himself in a central position. Out to Wallity, the goal scorer. Pharaoh for Gibello. Schroen. 1-2 is off the mark. Nadovsky. Nadovsky from range. Bon Scott called into action to keep the scores level. Lawton, Wallity. Another one-touch players coming out. Western with a bit of confidence. It's going to fall for Bozanovsky here. Turns onto his right. Bozanovsky blocked. And now Luke Jago fouled, but referee waves it on for advantage. Gibello stopped in his tracks. Pharaoh finding Gibello in a narrow gap, who rides two challenges and keeps the attack moving forward for Preston. It's Wesley Gibello. Luke Jago first time, and the shot was goal bound, but it's blocked by Nasso. Jago was the player fouled in the first place, but he shrugged off the pain from the contact and broke into the box. And he was mighty close to putting Preston back into the lead. In swinging delivery, headed away by Vickery, the substitute. Kresnar again. Can't beat the first man, who's converging upon him quickly. So Mark Leonard is the other player who's come on for Western in that double change. Another prolific performer. Twin brother of Dylan Leonard, who's started at centre-back today. Pharaoh looking for a long throw here. It's flicked on to Luke Jago, and it blocked on the route to goal again. It's so close again for Luke Jago. Twice in the space of 2 minutes. Now Connor Bell hangs one up, and Wesley Gibello got on the scene a bit late. Is he going into the book here? And yellow ticket out for Wesley Gibello. Just his second booking of the campaign. It was a long and hopeful ball. Bon Scott has to put his foot through it. Grundy. Jago, good win in midfield. Schroen. Connor Bell is the option ahead of him. Bell. Inside, thought he was fouled. Pharaoh. Well worked by Preston. Jago out to Gibello. High looping ball. Cleared away for Wallity, who's going to keep it in play. And brings out his bag of tricks again, Abel Wallity. Well marshalled by Kresnar. York. Dylan Leonard. Nadovsky. Little layoff for Jordan Lawton. And then well anticipated by Dean Larson. Still going Larson, the central defender. And it's going to be pulled back for an earlier foul, so it will be a Preston free kick. Roxanich has to go back to Scott. Another long bomb up the pitch. Jego onto this second ball, and now Chabello short for Pharaoh. Pharaoh turns on the Jets, and the throw is going to go Weston's way. So Dennis, back to Chabello, and Luke Jego clearly fouled there. Flagged by the assistant. We've seen how promising Preston set pieces have been, especially in the first half. Just need a good delivery here. No Nick Dibb on the pitch, so it's Jacob Kresnar's ball. Preston's tall timber make their way forward. Just one in the wall for Weston. Jego could be on for the cut back here with Weston's defence holding deep. Kresnar, good shape on it. And can't flick it goalwards. Bell. Oh, that one's left. A little long for Jego. Wrestles his opponent to the ground. And now Luke Jego faces a suspension. His 5th yellow card of the season. So Preston will be without 2 of their preferred midfield 3 against Northcote next week. But it was one of those fouls you have to make. Choctow's going to come on for Preston. And it's going to be Schroen who comes off. So a very attack-minded change. Schroen, of course, on a yellow card. Looks like Connor Bell's going to play centrally in that number 10 role. Jego dropping just a little bit deeper. And Preston go to a 4-2-3-1. Nasso. To no one in particular. Under the floodlights now. As the sun sets over Tarneet. This game is very delicately poised. Both sides have led. Both sides have levelled. Wallity. Nasso. Nadovsky. Kresnar uses his body well. Alec Mills has been sent to warm up. So Dennis wins the flick. Gibello. Now Preston have numbers. Gibello brought down. No whistle. Well, the assistant was right on the scene. And the boos ring out around Ironbark Fields. Preston thought they should have had a penalty. Well, it was route one, but it was effective. Jago. Out to Gibello. Anderson. Another flick on for Sir Dennis. This time Connor Bell's going to have a tough old task. Wins the throw in. That's just the work rate of Connor Bell. It's made something out of nothing. Western United turn to their bench again. Noah Spaseski is the latest to be summoned. And Jake Nadovsky has run his race for today. 9 goals this season, but couldn't breach the Preston backline this evening. Oh, acrobatic from Sir Dennis, and it's a high foot. Free kick count's pretty high today. 16 in total for both sides put together. Vonya. Oh, really strong tackle from Roxandich. You can hear it from here. And here goes Choctaw. Clip to Connor Bell at the back stick, and he couldn't get over the top of it. Glorious chance going begging. And really, Preston should be in front. Maybe just a shade too much on it from Choctaw. Maybe Connor Bell could have done more. He was desperately craning his neck to try and make more telling contacts. Very accurate switch of play. And here goes Wallity. Wallity loves it on his left! A truly spectacular strike. Abel Wallity take a bow. He did it against Northcote. He's done it against Preston. And Western United lead again. An absolute Wallity worldie. And seconds after Preston should have gone in front, they find themselves behind. How many twists and turns have we had this evening? Now Preston have it all to do. A goal fest at Ironbark Fields. Anderson, no nonsense clearance to say the least. Well, that sort of top corner curler is becoming Abel Wall's trademark. Grundy has gone down in a heap here. Andrea Roxandich, the guilty party. And Lachlan Keever's deep in conversation with the Preston substitute. Keeps the cards in the pocket. Well, he's walking a bit gingerly, Lachlan Grundy, but looks like he'll shake it off without requiring treatment. Leonard. Lawton put his head in. So Dennis pulled away just in time. And that one's picked off. Dean Larson giving possession away. Winning it back in a hurry, though. Ball's just raced out on him. One's out of play. It's going to be a Western United ball. Preston still have Luca Resti in reserve as far as attacking options go. So Dennis collected late. And Lawton is going to pick up Western United's first yellow. As it stands, the gap to Melbourne victory is 4 points. Northcote City level on points with Preston. Preston just ahead slightly on goal difference. Nasso. Spaseski. Western building nicely here again. Vickery. Out to Nasso. Roxandich heads away. Vickery tried to keep it in play, but deflects off the number 21. And Luca Resti will get a chance. And it's one of the goal scorers, Sir Dennis, who makes way. Still a positive evening for him, breaking his Preston duck. But he makes way for his former Melbourne City teammate. And Delano Ferro has a problem. Dom Felino is the like-for-like replacement. And I think he's going to have to come off here. Preston just querying whether it counts as the same substitution window. And yes, the play hasn't restarted, so Dom Felino should be right to come on. Delano Ferro off, Dom Felino on, and we're back underway. Preston chasing the game. Western looking to ice it. Felino's first contribution, denying Lawton. Now Connor Bell running into a channel. Checking inside. Connor Bell lost his footing at the crucial moment. Now Western come away on the break. And Wallerty's the danger man on the right. Makes the run in field. Abel Wallerty on a hat-trick. Squares it up. Vickery missed it. And then Leonard sees his effort blocked. Big air swing from Luke Vickery. And Chockdown looking to beat his man, rather. Can't get the better of Nassau. York goes back to Vonya. Kresnar and Wallerty in the duel, and Wallerty wins out. Still going Wallerty. Has Nassau on the overlap. Spiseski hitting the box. So too was Vickery, and Luke Vickery and Mark Leonard got in each other's way. They're so potent going forward, this Western United side. Now scored 50 goals this season, which is just an outrageous tally. Here goes Vickery. Again, he shot thunders into the nearest player. Vickery will win a corner for Western. And Preston still chasing this result, but the longer Western United spend in Preston's half, the less and less likely an equaliser seems. Preston need to get up the pitch and quickly. Of course, one counter-attack is all it might take. Really, Western United have dictated terms for most of this second half, after Preston with the better team in the first. A long, deep delivery. Dow up the line. Aresti couldn't get there. Jordan Lawton. Leveler didn't look likely against Victory either on Monday night with 10 men, but Preston made it happen. And here's Wesley Gibello. Looking for Chock down at the far post. It flashes across the face. Little back heel from Aresti was a good one. Off the right boot, deflection on the cross. Roxanich stepping in. Spaseski rides the tackle. And now Leonard puts it into space for Wallity. And the referee had already paid advantage. Anderson. Jago coughs it up. Here goes Leonard. Mark Leonard ricochets for Reece Bozanovsky. It's 4. And Western United may just have put the result beyond doubt. Reece Bozanovsky with the goal. A cheap giveaway in Preston's own defensive third. And they are punished ruthlessly. It's been a real stunning display in this second half from this young Western United team. 51 goals in 16 games. They seem unstoppable going forward at the moment. Kresnar long looking for Bell. Gibello. Wesley Gibello dribbling into trouble. It's been a bit disjointed in this second half. Connor Bell manages to loop it into the path of Jago, and now Chock Dow has Aresti in support. Lays it off for Connor Bell to strike. And the deflection lands with Luke Aresti. His shot is blocked. And the danger is clear. Can Preston go again? Time running out for the Lions. Felino's cross is poor. Alex Hurd is going to come on for Western as a late substitute. Son of the Essendon legend James Hurd. Long diagonal looking for Dow. He got a touch on it too. And Chock Dow might have made more of that. Larson in a wrestling match. Referee waves play on. Spaseski in strongly into the challenge. Now Wallity for Western United. Will he cap things off with another? It's a Bell Wallity, it's just wide. And it took a touch on the way through. He has been unstoppable in this second half. Western just holding off on that change for a moment. Gibello's volleyed clearance. And the board is up. And it's going to be Abel Wall who takes his leave. A very warm reception from the Western United fans and bench. He has had a spectacular second half. He's been the difference today. Bozanovsky again. Oh, Bozanovsky! That was a fantastic hit from range. Bon Scott could only watch it whistle just wide of the post. Down. Couldn't win the 50-50. Alex Hurd with his first contribution. Leonard will take it wide to the corner. In fact, he turns infield and looks for a very hopeful free kick. Oh, it's a silly giveaway from Choctaw. Straight to Leonard. And Larson was sliding in late. It's a free kick right on the edge of the Preston penalty area. Looks like Alex Hurd fancies his chances off this free kick. Well, he's only been on the park a couple of minutes. Four in the wall for Preston. It's Hurd. It's Scott with a fingertip save. Would have been his first goal of the season, Alex Hurd. Oh, Bon Scott needed a touch on that. Preston just want this game to be over with now, I think. 1 minute to go. Here's the signal from the referee. Quick glance at the watch. Vickery. Good dip and swerve on the delivery, and Aaron Anderson heads away. Hurd's header. Larson. Jock down. Arresti. Ball ran out on him. And he just knocks it away in frustration. And the absentees have piled up today, and it's not going to get any easier next week with Schroen and Jago suspended. Arresti. Kresnar for Choctaw. And it's left it behind Luke Arresti. And now Spaseski running the other way. Kresnar's sliding challenge is good. Foligno. Counter on a counter now is Gibello. Cuts inside onto his left, looking for Choctaw on the far side. Hurd's header will drop to him. Choctaw. Well, whether it was a shot or a cross matters little. Roxandich up for the header. And Lockie Keevers brings this one to a close. Well, Preston led at half-time through Giorgio Serdenis after Wesley Gibello equalised. But it was all Western United in the second. 2 goals from the star on the rise, Abel Wall. One of those an absolute screamer. And then Reece Bozanovsky polished things off with a 4th. And so the informed Western United continue to score freely. That has major implications for the VPL 1 table. Western closed the gap on Northcote in 3rd to just 1 point. Melbourne Victory 4 points clear at the top of the VPL 1 table. Preston still in 2nd, ahead on goal difference, ahead of Northcote City, and that's who they face next. So the big games keep coming for the Preston Lions. The Lions lick their wounds and go again next week against Northcote on Friday night at John Cain. A local derby, so make sure you get down for that one. 8:30 p.m. kickoff. But Preston's 9-game unbeaten run in the league comes to an end. The final score at Ironbark Fields in Tarneet. Western United 4, Preston Lions 2.